Welcome back to GAMER-0. I'm your host T Heel. So I'm going to be dropping a vid today for DC Universe Online Beta. I want you guys to see what the game is like. I've had a major good time with it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's going to be just me narrating. You guys can see me talk, of course, as I'm playing it and see the expressions that I'm conveying as I'm playing it. I played through easily 20 plus hours. Easily. Really trying to tweak my character, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the character creation process and the opening piece, and then show you how the character will look, how my character looks. Okay, so let's get it in. Let me switch this up. I'm trying to do everything all at once, so bear with me. Alright, so here we go. You can pick on to play on either PvP world or PvE, which is player versus environment. The other one's player versus player. I'm going to choose, for the sake of this video, to do a player versus environment, just so that way you can get an experience of what the world is like. I'm going to cut out the cinematics just to make this video, you know, comprised of what it's like, the main focus of it. So everything, I apologize if it crashes. The game is completely driven off of, you know, the PlayStation 3's hardware, and like the frame rate functionalities are very dependent on your internet service provider. I'm running off a 16 megs, so I'll probably upgrade to a higher one at a later date. So right now, off the character creation, you can either pick a male or female character. As you can see, you can rotate the camera however you want. Left or right, so that way you can get like a visual aesthetics. But for the sake of this, I'm going to do the male because that's what I'm familiar with. You get 3 different body types. They have no impact on the gameplay. It's just for aesthetic purposes, what you want your character to look like. Got large, medium, and small, which is like a teenager-sized superhero, like the boy Wonder. For the sake of the video, I'm going to do the medium size. So you can do one of two things. You can make a completely custom character, or you can do an inspired by. I'll show you quickly what the inspired by looks like. I won't go into complete depth. I highly recommend that you get into the beta one way or another. I went through the DCU, through the PlayStation Plus membership, and that's how I became a member of the beta. So what the inspired by is, pretty much you are very similar to the character that it's in reference of, Batman. So you're very gadget, melee combat, acrobatics. I mean, that's Batman, and the color schemes are very similar to the characters that you are picking to be inspired by. You've got one of Superman. You saw the Batman one. You've got the Catwoman. It doesn't have to be a hero that you're inspired by. It can be a villain. Lex Luthor. The Joker. The Flash. Wonder Woman. Interesting to see a man inspired by Wonder Woman. Deathstroke, which looks pretty cool. I really like that Deathstroke's look. Bane. Cirque. I'm not too familiar with this character. Beast Boy. Mr. Freeze, which looks really cool. Green Arrow looks very close. Steel looks, without the chest emblem, looks almost spot on. Martian Manhunter looks really cool, if you're a Martian Manhunter fan. So those are the inspired bys, and they're all based off of whether they're meta type, whether they're a flyer, whether they're a brawler, all the different types of combat features that go hand in hand with that character. So I'm gonna do the custom, so that way you guys can see what the extent of the customization depth. So of course you can pick a hero or a villain to be behind as your morality type. For the sake of the video, again, I'm gonna choose hero. And this is in lines with the character I created, so that way you can see how mine came out. But so you can pick different personality types, which pretty much how other NPCs perceive you. Not sure what level of depth it's going to play in the actual game, but it does have a determination on how your character stands, whether they're, you know, joking around all the time. So I really like the Sirius. There's like powerful, you can see they got this really cocked strength, and Sirius is just like, I'm all about the business. Primal, which is just like, you can look at the gnarly hand gesture. Then you've got the Flirty, who just looks like, yeah, let's get it done. Yeah, what's up? And you got Comical, which is just like, what's up? Let's party. What's going on? I liked Sirius because it was really conveyed the tone of what I wanted to put together. And now you can do your select your mentor, which, you know, Batman's all about gadgets and martial arts, and so that's the way you'll evolve your character type and your iconic powers. Then there's like Superman, which, you know, Superman is just pure power, flying power, just a beast of a person. Don't know why it wouldn't reset. He's just he's a metahuman. His powers all come from his birthright. And all of these features, the mentors, will determine your end. Like, there's a ultimate armor. You will only be able to achieve that ultimate armor, or even really benefit from different wings in the Watchtower, depending on which mentor you pick. So, and the last one is Wonder Woman. I have yet to mentor. The only person I've been playing as a mentor so far is Superman. I'm a big Superman fan, so I'm going to go along with those lines. You can pick your power type. They're all color. You can't change your color as of yet, so you can't have like black fire or red ice. They want people to, I guess, see what color their power is and know what type of power type they have. So there's fire, gadgets, which is like tech, so you can throw down like machinery to defend you and stuff, and you can use stealth and shields. There's ice, which pretty self-explanatory. Mental, again, self-explanatory. It's all mental powers and stuff. Nature, which I guess that did it in itself, showed what it is. And then sorcery, so like Dr. Fate and stuff. I'm gonna use ice because I really like the color scheme. I really like the blue, especially with the character I'm gonna make for you guys. And then you get to pick your flight, your type of movement, whether you want to be a flyer, like an acrobatic, do all these crazy flips and stuff like Batman or Nightwing, or you can pick super speed like the Flash. So those are the types. I'm gonna, since I told you I'm a big fan of Superman, I'm gonna go with flight. All right. And there are, for those that last option, there are upgrades that you can get to drive that an upgrade tree based off of your flight mechanic or your speed mechanic or your acrobatic mechanics. So there's an upgrade tree to that as well. And the same thing goes with your power type. So here you can pick your type of weapon you want to use, or your form of attack. You've got your bow, your brawling, you've got a dual pistols, which for some reason the game is glitching out and you can't see the weapons. Interesting. It's in beta. Totally don't know why, but whatever. You've got dual wield, which is supposed to show two cool swords. Again, don't know what's going on. Hand blast, which is very classic for me, so I'm gonna go with that one. You've also got martial arts for like kicking and stuff. One-handed axes and stuff. So see, the weapon's there. So I don't know what happened a minute ago. Issues. That's why it's a beta. You got a rifle, which just keeps popping out. That's really cool, I guess. Staff, and two-handed. Two-handed for one weapon. So I'm very, very old school when it comes to my DC Universe characters. I'm going to go with Hand Blast. I really enjoy that. And now you're at the main meat, which I'm not going to go through all this depth. The costume customization, which is huge. There's so much. So I'm going to build the character that I have, let you see the opening level, and then I'm going to switch over to the character I have, so that way you can see how the depth of combat trees there are. So I'm going to quickly flip through it. You can do body type, skin, and there's tons of different skins. You've got human skins, of course, glowing, fox, demonic, cyborg, crystalline, chrome. For the sake of this video, I am going to just continue following with what I had before. I'll probably do another character. I chose glowing because you'll see. I don't want hair on my character. There's tons of different hair types. I'm not the biggest fan of the selection. There are some classics, and there's too many modern style like dreadlocks and stuff, which for me don't make a mental connection for me in superheroes. That's not to saying that people can't do dreadlocks, because I've seen some really cool characters made off of those with dreadlocks, and it's all about your own decisions you like with your own style. That'd be cool if he didn't have the beard. That was new. I don't remember that one also. So, like I said, yeah, dreadlocks. There's a cooler one. I think it's in a ponytail, cornrows and flat top with a beard. That's really interesting. Commander. So there's. That'd be so much better if he didn't have a beard. I just don't. It doesn't match with me. So I'm gonna pick bald for the sake of the character I'm creating. You can do your gear, and there's tons. You've got helmet, face, emblem, shirt, back, hands, waist, pants, feet. So we're gonna start up at the top, and as you can see, the bar when it loads up is there are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of each one of these options has a huge variety, and this is just the beta, so I'm sure we're not getting the full list of stuff we can choose from. So you can see, they're ranging from all over the place to full-on mask, to open mask, to full-on helmet, to open helmet, to hoodie. So I am going to pick the one that I did for my character I already created, so we can see it. You can do face, and this is mainly towards the eyes and stuff. You can do like the classic domino look, eye patches and stuff like that, full domino, gas masks. I mean, there's a lot of variety for you to play around with here. That looks kind of cool. Maybe not with the big spiky thing on the top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the missive eyes, because I really like that with the character I created. You can do emblems. There are tons and tons of emblem. I'm just going to show you briefly. I'm not going to spend an hour going over them, because as you can see, that thing is struggling to keep up with all the different options. From like, use a turtle. I don't know why you want a turtle. Maybe you're going to be a Ninja Turtle. Maybe you're going to be the next Triton. You can have a totem. I mean, the list is huge, and it's in alphabetical order. Star, storm cloud, depending on whatever you want. If you're an emblem type of guy, I went with no emblem on my character. So you got shirt, which again, the list it's big, but is not as big as the other options. You can see like coats and stuff you can do, and triangle type, and urban slick, and V-shirt, and trench coat, tank top, t-shirt, slimline, or T-slimline for this one, street. I mean, there's tons of different varieties depending on how you want your character. You can probably make a Captain Britain from Marvel off of this. So I'm gonna pick slimline because that's what I chose. You can do backing, which is like your cape or backpack, and there's a regular cape, and then there's embellished cape, which just has the nice trim or whatever. Paramilitary backpack with, you got quiver, rounded. I mean, there's a good selection. You got the wings of all different kinds, demonic, robotic, split cape, which is what I like. You've got tattered,